It is the Zach Sang Show. We are backstage at the Billboard Music Awards, and this is, seriously, this is a big deal in my life. And I don't mean that, as being, a corny douche. This is seriously, this is a huge one. Billy Ray Cyrus.
Thank you.
I mean, wow. Beyond growing up, watching you on Hannah, I told Miley the other day, that music changed my life, and without those albums and all of that music and that TV show, I really do not think I'd be making radio today, because it gave me, it changed my it changed what pop music meant to me personally, and the role it played within my life, and the understanding of it. So I thank you for all those years of dedication, because it paid off, and it really changed a lot of people's lives.
Well, man, your sincerity is overwhelming, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. I think both Miley and I always felt like through this music was part of our purpose, and that the music was to touch people's lives, and perhaps somewhere along the journey someone might say, if they can reach their dreams, I can reach mine also. And if we had anything to do with you becoming the great superstar that you are,
thank you.
Ruling the airwaves, it was very kind of you to say that, and thank you for sharing that story.
It's the truth, because even if you think about The Climb or the These Four Walls covers that Miley would do, they were songs with substance and meaning and depth.
Yeah.
That it didn't matter if you were 12 or you were 43, you felt it and you understood it and you learned from it.
Yeah.
Was that not strategic, or was that just natural, right? That the evolution of music would take a deeper approach, or that These Four Walls cover or Jolene would just happen?
With Miley, her evolution was very real and, organic from the roots of the person she is.
Yeah.
She has always been a humanitarian. She's always been a fan of many, many genres, many, many styles of music. And then in our own home, the legends that would come in and out and write songs with me, whether it was Ed King, who wrote Sweet Home Alabama, or George Jones, or the legendary Carl Perkins that wrote Blue Suede Shoes and all those Elvis hits and so many. Carl Perkins walked with me and Miley. Miley was about 3 or 4 years old, and we was walking through a field, and he was letting his beagle dogs chase rabbits. And he stopped at one point as the dogs were chasing a rabbit, and he said to Miley, now, me and your dad, we don't carry guns, because it's not about shooting the rabbit. It's about the chase. Or, the dogs go barking, or. 12, 13 years later, she has The Climb. The Climb in a whole lot was a whole lot what the legend Carl Perkins said to her as a little girl. Life is about the chase. Life is about the climb. It's a similarity.
Same thing.
It became part of her DNA. That's why with Miley you do get such a vast realism and diversity in her musical influences as the roots run deep.
When you were raising your family and your kids, did you know at the time that you could be making the great next musical dynasty, family-wise?
I never thought of it as quite like that, but I did know that it was very obvious that both Miley and Noah had impeccable instincts.
Yeah.
And for me, everything in music is about instincts and being able to hear in your head where you want the harmonies, where you want the guitar, it's all about being able to hear it in your instincts. And then it's also about songs and knowing great songs or writing great songs. It's about having the instincts to know what song fits you and what song will your audience around the world be able to relate to.
Yeah.
And both girls had impeccable instincts.
Well, I mean, Noah and Miley both making music right now, right? That. Could anything make you prouder?
I'm very proud of both of them, and even more importantly, just happy to see how happy they are. Because I know that, they're right in the midst of their calling. Their calling is about the music. They are the music, and they're doing what they love, and I think both are kind of doing what they were born to do, and they're both natural little entertainers.
Yeah.
So, from the earliest days, Miley would crash onto my stage. I might be doing a show, and all of a sudden this little teeny girl comes running across the front of the stage, and I know she's broke away from the nanny, and if I didn't hand her the microphone, she'd take it, and she would sing Hound Dog, and yeah, that was her go-to song, and she would break in, ain't nothing but a hound dog, and it's still fun. Like she wants that microphone, man, and and that's you got to want the mic.
And by the way, she wants it. She uses it for good, and she's comfortable around it.
Yeah, man.
There's a new incarnation of Miley. This is kind of a new her, even though we came to consensus the other day that it's not a new her. It's just a different version of her, right? It's her on the evolution and on the path of life, right?
I think so. I think there's a maturity of a bit of where she has evolved to, and it's also her just saying, you know what? It's never about painting the same picture. That's to be an artist is to be able to go places that you've not been, but yet also to know that something that you really like, you might want to go back to that, and Miley has just found this great spot with this album of being very real. I personally look at it as I hear a lot of her roots in there, and I hear a lot of her influences, and then she's got this vast knowledge of going beyond where maybe music hasn't gone before, and tying all that stuff together, it's just it's special for me to watch as a dad and as just a music fan.
Another artist.
As an artist, yeah.
Your statement on what an artist should do, I think, is something that a lot of musicians today really ignore and don't actually understand, right? They think, I have a sound, I got to milk this sound, right? Right? It's not, and that's all they do. So you listen to the songs and you can hear blatant, obvious similarities because they're afraid to break free. Whether they're afraid or they don't have the know-how or the vision to, but it's an artist about changing and then going back to what you know sometimes, but really about keeping it different and fresh.
Keeping it real, keep it fresh, and be who you are. Let the music, be your truth.
When Miley was with us last week, she said that you were the first person to ever give her a joint. You guys smoked weed?
She said that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you gotta don't believe everything she says. Just you get to remember, man. She's also a great actress. A lot of times, she gets a lot of credit for her singing and songwriting.
She's an amazing actress.
Incredible actress.
So much love and appreciation for you and all you've done, truly. So thank you for taking the time. It really is appreciated. And your show. Tell me about it.
What, Elvis?
Yeah.
I play a dysfunctional Elvis impersonator. Yeah, that's fun. And it goes kind of tight. Maybe I got it from Miley coming out and doing Hound Dog all the time. But I was reinventing out of Hannah Montana. That's kind of a tough thing to do. Where do you go from there? So the only thing that made sense to me was do the opposite. And so I go, okay, how about a dysfunctional Elvis impersonator who lies his way into the church as a preacher who is the worst. He finds out he's got a 15-year-old daughter that he never knew he had, and he's the worst parent in history. So you know what I mean?
Literally the opposite of what you were on.
Yeah. So that's what Still the King is about.
That's awesome.
Thanks, man.
What network is it on?
It's on CMT.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, season 2 starts July 11th. Yeah.
Billy Ray, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Love for you, appreciation for you, and all that you have produced.
Thanks, man.
Beyond. Thank you.
I appreciate it, man.